Paul McCartney has shared his reflections on the life and legacy of fellow music icon Brian Wilson. Following the news of Wilson's passing on June 11th at the age of 82, McCartney posted a heartfelt tribute on Instagram. Alongside the message, he included a photo of a young Wilson as well as more recent images of the two musicians together. In his message, McCartney described Wilson as possessing a rare and almost enigmatic musical brilliance that gave his songs their deep emotional resonance. He reflected on how the melodies Wilson envisioned and brought to life were both simple and extraordinary. McCartney expressed his deep admiration for Wilson and said he felt fortunate to have shared time with someone whose presence shone so brightly. He ended his tribute with a poignant nod to one of Wilson's most beloved songs, wondering how the world would go on without him, and signed off with gratitude. Wilson's death was confirmed by his family through a public statement in which they expressed their heartbreak and asked for privacy as they mourned. They acknowledged the global nature of the loss and thanked the public for their compassion, closing their message with Wilson's signature phrase, "Love and mercy." The Beach Boys, the legendary band Wilson founded in 1961, and which came to define the California sound, also honored him on Instagram. They described him as not just the heart of the band, but also the soul behind their signature harmonies and iconic style. McCartney had publicly praised Wilson's artistry in the past, notably during Wilson's induction into the Songwriters Hall of Fame in 2000. Speaking at the ceremony, McCartney singled out the Beach Boys' 1966 track God Only Knows as one of the greatest songs ever composed. He recalled how, during the 1960s, some of Wilson's music would move him to tears for reasons he couldn't entirely explain, not just because of the lyrics or structure, but due to something deeply emotional embedded within the music itself. He believed this emotional depth was a mark of true genius, and emphasized that Wilson was unquestionably worthy of Hall of Fame recognition. McCartney concluded his speech at the time by thanking Wilson for creating music so powerful it brought him to tears. The bond between the two musicians continued over the years. In 2002, they performed God Only Knows together at the Open Hearts, Clear Minds, Adopt a Minefield benefit, an event supporting landmine victims. Years later, McCartney reflected on how the Beach Boys, and especially Wilson, pushed the Beatles to improve their own work in the studio. Speaking with producer Rick Rubin in the 2021 documentary McCartney 321, he noted that the Beach Boys had significantly influenced the Beatles' vocal harmonies. He mentioned a friendly transatlantic rivalry with Wilson in particular, believing that Wilson was motivated by one of the Beatles' records to create Pet Sounds, which McCartney still regards as a favorite. He described the album as richly atmospheric and innovative, yet unmistakably the Beach Boys at their core.